everyone, so my name is Allie and today I'm going to be doing a book outlet haul. So I ordered some books the day after Christmas and I just got them in the mail and I'm so excited to share with you guys everything I bought. They were having a really good sale that day. Basically, I think if you spend a certain amount of money, you got $10 off and then another certain amount of money, like 15, 20, whatever. So yeah, I ended up getting $10 off and I got, I think, around 10 or 11 books. So here is the package. I've already opened it off camera and I'm going to show you guys everything that is in this box. So let's get right into it. The first book I have here is Book of 1,000 Days by Shannon Hale, and I don't really know too much about what this is about. I'm pretty sure obviously it has something to do with a girl in a tower. I'm thinking maybe Rapunzel vibes, not really sure, but yeah, if you guys have read this book, let me know what you thought of it. It just sounded really interesting and I needed to get to a certain like level of like how much everything costs to get the money off, so I just kind of put this one in my bag, like not really knowing too much about what it's about. Oh, actually I just glanced at the back of the book and I'm pretty sure this might be more of a Princess and the Pauper sort of situation, so that's really interesting. I like that kind of trope in literature, so I think I might like this book. The next book is another one that I bought just to bring my subtotal up, and it sounded really interesting and I knew about the author kind of, sort of, from BookTube, so that is The Thief by Megan Whalen Turner, and I just was about to call her Jenna Evans Welch. Megan Whalen Turner, The Thief, and this is a very, very short book. It's under 300 pages and it seems like it'll be a really fast read. I'm pretty sure that the main character is a boy, so I'm a little nervous about that, but I think I'm really going to enjoy this book. And I really love the cover. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. And like this whole series has such beautiful covers and I just love them. And I'm really hoping I like them, and Laini Taylor seems to like them, so I think I should be okay. So yeah, sounds pretty interesting. I'm not really sure. I remember reading the summary for this book and I think that it's kind of like Throne of Glass but with a boy, so maybe I'll really like it. Who knows? The next one is another one I don't know too much about and I feel really bad, but I'm pretty sure that I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm hoping, and that is Space Opera by Catherine M. Valente. And I also follow her on Twitter and I really like her on Twitter, so I'm hoping that I'll like her book. And this is a sci-fi and I really want to get into more sci-fi, especially this year. I have so many on my shelf that I just have not gotten to, but I really need to get to them. And also this cover is gorgeous. Like, look at this cover. It's just freaking beautiful. So pretty. And I really don't know too much of what it's about. It actually kind of sounds like a sci-fi version of Eurovision. That's actually really interesting. So basically it says, a century ago, the sentience wars tore the galaxy apart and nearly ended the entire concept of intelligent spacefaring life. In the aftermath, a curious tradition was invented by the remnants of civilization, something to cheer up everyone who was left, something to celebrate having escaped total annihilation by the skin of one's teeth, if indeed one has skin or teeth, something to bring the shattered worlds together in the spirit of peace, unity, understanding, and the most powerful of all social bonds, excluding others. This does sound kind of like Eurovision, actually. Okay, so it is kind of like, I think it might be a bit of a sci-fi Eurovision. That's really interesting. And the only reason I know about Eurovision is because I have European friends on like Tumblr or Twitter or wherever, and they talk about it and I've seen it. So yeah, so that sounds really interesting, and I think this might be a really fun sci-fi to get into, especially when I'm trying to dive into the world of sci-fi. The next thing in this box is actually two books, and that is The School of Good and Evil, and this is the two first books in this series, so I'll take them out of the box. So basically we have The School for Good and Evil, and then we also have The School for Good and Evil, A World Without Princes, and these are both by Soman Chainani. And I have been really interested in reading these books for quite a while, and they both sound really interesting, and I don't know too much about what this is about, but I think that the good one, quote unquote good one, was supposed to go to the good school, but she went to the evil school, and then the quote unquote evil one went to the good school. So this sounds really interesting. I want to read more books about like magic schools, and I think these will be a good place to start, and I really want to read more middle grade, so I also think that this will be a good place to start for both of those things. And I just love the covers. Like, look at these pretty covers. Ah, so pretty. But yeah, really excited about these books. I have heard quite a few like hyping up sort of things, like people really like these books, and I'm hoping that I will enjoy them as well. The next book in this box is This Mortal Coil by Emily Savada, and I was really interested in this book. I think might also be a sci-fi, or it's a fantasy, I'm not really sure. But the reason that I was really interested in reading this book is because the title is a Hamlet quote, and I'm sure you all know how much I love Hamlet. So the moment that I saw this title, I knew I really wanted it, and I've heard so many good things about it. Like, so many things about like how it was kind of under the radar and people didn't really expect to love it, but they did, and that makes me really excited because I love those kind of books. And it just sounds so interesting. I think this actually might be a sci-fi because Amy Kaufman blurbed it, so this sounds really interesting. Basically, this says, Katerina Agata is a hacker. She can cripple mainframes and crash through firewalls, but that's not what makes her special. In Kat's world, people are implanted with technology to recode their DNA, allowing them to change their bodies in any way they want, and Kat happens to be a gene hacking genius. That's really interesting. I like that little bit of the summary. I think that sounds really interesting. It's definitely sci-fi, and yeah, this sounds like this might be right up my alley. I understand now This Mortal Coil. That makes sense. Okay, awesome. I'm really excited about this book. The next two books are part of a pretty hyped up series, and that is This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, both by Victoria Schwab. And I actually own a Victoria Schwab book. I have A Darker Shade of Magic, but I've never read it. Well, I did read a little bit of it, but then I just kind of like stopped reading it for some reason, and I really want to read that book. I'm definitely going to finish it this year, I promise. It's not because I didn't like it. I think I was just distracted by another book, but I was really interested in reading these two books, and they had both of them on Book Outlet that day, so I was really excited to get both of them, especially in paperback. I wanted them to match. And yes, I think these are super interesting. I'm pretty sure this also follows a boy main character, and it has something to do with music. And is this the one where like crimes or illegal acts or whatever it is, they create monsters? I can't remember. That might not be this one. Okay, so it says, Kate Harker wants to be as ruthless as her father to prove she's worthy to stand beside him and lead their city. August Flynn wants to be human, but he isn't. He's a monster, one that can steal souls with a song, his own father's secret weapon. Their city is divided, their city is crumbling. Kate and August are the only two who see both sides, the only two who could do something. But how do you decide whether to be a hero or a villain when it's hard to tell which is which? That sounds really interesting. I don't know if I was wrong about my previous assumptions, but these sound really interesting. I'm really excited to read some Victoria Schwab this year, and I definitely want to get to these two books at some point in this year. I don't know exactly when, but maybe either before or after A Darker Shade of Magic. The next book is one I'm really excited about, and that is Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch, and this is the sequel to Love and Gelato, which I read in 2018 and absolutely loved. It was kind of like a Mamma Mia set in Italy, and this one is set in Ireland, and I think that's going to be really interesting. I've never read a book that was set in Ireland, and I just love this cover. It's a little damaged in this corner right here, but that's okay. I really don't care about what the cover looks like. These covers are kind of crappy because they get damaged really fast and they get stained really fast for some reason. So really, it doesn't matter that much to me, but I'm super excited to get to this book. It's actually a lot shorter than Love and Gelato, so it'll probably be a really fast read, and I absolutely love her writing style, and the way that she writes teenagers is really interesting. So I think that I'm really going to love this book. I don't know too much of what it's about, but it's kind of a spin-off instead of like a direct sequel, so that's going to be really interesting, and I know that it follows the friend of the main character from the first book. Okay, so the second to last book in this little book haul is The Academy by Katie Seiss. And this is really interesting. I actually saw this book at my local bookstore, but I ended up buying a different book instead of this one. And this is basically Cadet Kelly in YA book form. And I love Cadet Kelly. It's one of my all-time favorite Disney Channel original movies. And this one sounds just so interesting. Like, she even kind of looks like Hilary Duff, doesn't she? And basically it's about this girl and she's super into fashion and she wants to become like a designer or whatever, and she ends up getting into too much trouble and is sent off to military school. So it's basically exactly like Cadet Kelly, and I'm so excited to get into this book. My mom said that if she saw me buy this book, she would literally throw it out. So hey mom, I bought this book. So but I'm really excited to read it. It just looks so interesting and so cute. It's very short and I think that I'm going to really enjoy this book. At least I hope I will. It's probably going to be kind of like a just like fun, quirky little cute read. And the last book is another really cute, quirky little read, and that is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. And I actually bought this book. I literally bought it. I cannot believe that, but I bought it from Book Outlet, so it's fine. I actually got the Target special edition, so that's kind of cool. And it has some really beautiful art on the end pages. So here is the other side, just some really pretty art, and I'm really excited about it. If you didn't know, Coil is my book boyfriend. I love Coil. I'm in love with him. He is my favorite character in this series. He is the best character in this series, and I love him. Like I said, he's my book boyfriend. We are in a very committed relationship, and yes. So I'm really excited to read Tower of Dawn, and I think this is really the most excited I've been for any of these books, at least recently. And I did reread Throne of Glass about a month or so ago, and I think I gave it about a 3 out of 5 stars. I didn't love it as much as the first time I read it, but it was still pretty enjoyable. It was a fun read, and I'm so excited to get to this book because this is basically the next book that I need to read. So once I finish Empire Storms, I'm gonna get right into Tower of Dawn. Okay, so that's the end of my Book Outlet haul, and I have one more book to haul, and that is The Wicked King by Holly Black. And I'm so excited to have this book. This literally came out today. I'm filming this on release day, and I just love it. I literally ordered it from Amazon on the way home back from Disneyland when I finally knew that I had money for it, and I'm so excited. And I got on that shipping. I even paid extra for shipping, and I just love it so much. I'm so glad I get to finally hold it, and I'm immediately reading it. I do not want to risk having any spoilers, so this book is going to be read literally right after I film this video. So alright, so that was my entire Book Outlet haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, in the comments down below, let me know if you've read any of these books that I just mentioned, and let me know any of your thoughts, your opinions, what you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!